That's right. That's right. Amen.
We're living in a world today, and you'll find this even in the church world. There's a lot of folks that want to lean upon their own understanding.
That's right.
They want to do what makes sense to them. They want to do what's rational in their eyes. They want to be led by their own heart. Well, however your heart leads you, the heart is deceitfully wicked and evil above all things. I wouldn't listen to that.
Right.
Or we want to do what the fellow down the road does. Well, it worked for them, I'll just do it that way. Or, well, this is what so-and-so says. This is what you ought to do. I'm going to tell you, David's disaster was doing it the world's way. And I believe there's a lot of folks that have a lot of new carts in their life. Whether they want to do it that seemeth right way, or they want to follow after the ungodly counsel of the world. And David's disaster was not doing it God's way. In that day, Uzzah fell dead, and David was sore displeased, and we'll get to that in a moment. But brother, his disaster was not doing it God's way, but doing it the world's way. Let me tell you, friend, the world's way won't work, but God's way always will.
Right.
Gamaliel said, if this work or if this counsel be of man, it'll come to naught. But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it. Woo, goes right there, amen. God's way still works.
Right.
Now I'm going to tell you, we're living in a time that the devil will tell you, well, we need to change the word. The devil will try to tell us we need to change our worship. The devil will tell you we need to change the way we work. And I'm going to tell you, brother, God's way still works. Amen. His word still works. Worshiping in spirit and truth still works. I don't need smoke, lights, and entertainment. I don't need a dance hall or a coffee house. I just need God. Amen. Listen, I don't need the intervention of men. I don't need the intellect and psychology of man. All I need is the word of God that can still probe the hearts and souls of men. Amen. Convict them of their sin. Amen. Convince them of their sin and convert them from their sin. Let's come and let God's way still works.
Amen. That's right. That's right.
Hey, y'all still awake back there? Amen. Wave that if you're still awake and still with me. Woo! Thank you, church. David's disaster. New carts. Now, thirdly, I better move along. I better hasten on. I want you to see David's discouragement. Not only do I see David's disaster, I see David's discouragement. Verses 9 and 10. And David was afraid of the Lord that day, said, how shall the ark of God come to me? So David would not remove the ark of the Lord unto him to the city of David, but David carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom to get time. David just gave up. David said, how can I even bring it to me? And he just gave up. And he took the ark into the house of Obed-Edom. I see David's discouragement. Hey, look up here, friend. When you don't do it God's way, when you don't do it God's way, you're going to be defeated. You're going to be distraught. And you're going to be discouraged. You can't live in victory doing it outside of God's way. Let me say that again. You can't live in victory when you're doing it any other way but God's way.
That's right. Amen.
And David was defeated. David was distraught. And David was discouraged. He threw his hands up, went back to the house without the Ark of the Covenant, without God's presence and God's power. David just said, well, it ain't going to work no how. I'm just going to give up, call it quits. And that's just as good as the devil wants it. Woo! Not only does he not want you to do it God's way, but he just wants you to give in, give up, and give out.
Yes.
Right.
Now let me ask you, sisters in the church, you ladies, let me ask you something, especially you wives. Do you women know anybody? Don't point no fingers. Do you women know anybody that ever purchased something from the store, took the instructions out of the box, and said, I don't need them. I know how to put this together. Anybody? Any of you sisters? I see some of y'all going, you know what? Listen, I know a lot of people, not that I've ever done it, but I know people that have purchased something, took the instructions, looked it over and said, I don't need that. I know how to put this thing together. And when they put it together, it didn't look nothing like what the thing on the box was supposed to look like. You know why? They didn't follow the instructions.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people, listen, brother, they don't want to follow God's instructions. They don't want discouragement. Can I be honest with you? Listen, the marriages are in trouble. Listen, the divorce rate in the church is as high as it is in the world, 50%.
Right.
The suicide rate is higher in our nation than it's ever been.
Right.
The opioid problem is higher, listen, is worse than it's ever been. Hey man, listen, churches are in trouble. 7 churches a day are closing their doors. People are, listen, living in discouragement, defeat, and distraught. You know why? Because they're not doing it God's way.
Right. Yeah.
I said they're not doing it God's way.
Amen.
And so we see, not only do we see David's desire, he wanted God's power and presence, but I see David's disaster. He wasn't willing to do it God's way. And now I see his discouragement. He drops the Ark of the Covenant off, and he goes back to the house without it. But now I want you to see this. I see David's determination. Woo! Verses 11 and 12, something begins to happen at the house of Obed-Edom. And the Ark of the Lord continued in the house of Obed-Edom. They get time 3 months in the Lord. Listen, note this word. What did he do? He blessed. Say that with me. He blessed. One more time. You're falling behind, class. He blessed. Thank you. Obed-Edom and all his household. And it was told King David, saying, the Lord hath blessed. He hath blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him because of the ark of God. Woo! Hey, listen, Obed-Edom, David dropped the Ark of the Covenant off at the house of Obed-Edom. He went back to the house discouraged, defeated, and distraught. But now 3 months later, the word gets back to David. Woo! You remember Obed-Edom? He's the one that we dropped the Ark off at. Hey, you remember, the Ark represents the presence and power of God. Hey, Obed-Edom's got the Ark. Guess what? God has blessed. God has blessed Obed-Edom and his house. And all that pertained to his house. God has blessed Obed-Edom.
Right. Yeah.
How many of you ever been around somebody that's saturated with the presence and power of God?
Amen.
I have been around some folk like that. Man, I've been around some preachers. I get around them. Man, they're blessed. It just seems like it's oozing out of them. And I'm thinking, man, I'm about to have some of what they got. You ever seen somebody get up and sing for the Lord? And man, it just seems like it just oozes out of them. You think, ooh, they've got his presence and power, man. Have you ever been to a church that has encouraged you and challenged you all at the same time? It encourages you because you realize there's still places where the presence and power of God prevails, but it also challenges you because when you leave there, you leave different than what you came. And brother, when you walked in, you was just status quo, but when you left, you said, you know what? I want to be a whole lot more from God. I want to do a lot more for God. I want to get closer to God. I want to have more of his power. I want to have more of his presence. I'm tired of just living in apathy and complacency. I want to move out and be what God wants me to be.
Right. Yeah.
And I've been around some folks like that.
Yeah.
They said, hey, David, Obed-Edom's getting blessed out of his socks because the presence and power of God is down at his house. David said, what? Hey, man, David began to say, I'd like to have some of what he's got. I've been around some of these brothers, man. I'm like, let me just touch you. Hey, man, let me just be around you a little bit. Let me talk with you. Let me get some counsel from you. Let me just, hey, pray for me if you will. Hey, man, let me just be around you for a little while. Maybe it'll run off. Hey, man, there's some people you get around, and Brother God's just all over them. And it encourages you and challenges you. And you think, you know what? I'm tired of living down here. I want to move up here where God can bless my life. And where I can be closer to God. Where I can feel his presence and know his power. Oh, listen, I'm tired of just going through the motions. I want more of God in my life.
Right.
I want God to bless determination, he found out that God was blessing down at the house of Obadiah. Now look here. Look here, the Bible says this in verse 12. And it was told King David, saying, the Lord hath blessed the house of Obadiah, but all that pertaineth because of the ark of God. Now listen to this. So David went. Now listen to what's happening now. I see David's dedication. Now I see his determination when he found out what God was doing. He wanted some of that, but now I see his dedication, and you'll see what I'm saying in just a moment. You still with me?
Amen.
You still with me?
Yep.
Amen. How many give me 10 more minutes? How many? Give me 10 more minutes. 10, 20, 30, 40. I see his dedication. Notice this. Verse 12 said, at the end of verse 12, the Bible says, so David went and brought up the ark of God from the house of Obadiah to the city of David with gladness. I see his dedication. David said, you know what? I want some of what Obadiah's got. He's getting blessed. His family's getting blessed. His house is getting blessed. His cattle's getting blessed. Everything's getting blessed. David said, you know what? I want some of that too. I want to bring the ark up to my house. I want the presence and power of God in my house. Not just the preacher's house. Not just the deacon's house. Not just the evangelist's house. Hey, I want it in my house. Amen. Hey, listen, I hope there's some mamas and papas that want the presence and power of God in your life. I hope there's some husbands and wives, some sons and daughters, some daddies and mommies. Amen. Some lay people, some Sunday school teachers, some musicians and singers. Amen. Some church workers. I hope there's somebody here that says, I want it too. I want the presence and power of God at the First Baptist Church in New Chicago, where God can move and God can bless and God can work and do what only He can do.
Right. Amen.
But notice something else as we consider David's dedication. The Bible said this. The Bible said in verse 13, and it was so that when they that bare the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. If you're not careful, you'll miss what just happened. Notice the Bible said, and they that bear the ark. What no new cart this time.
That's right.
Woo! Preacher, last time there was a new cart. Last time David did it like the world. Last time David did it like the Philistines. Last time David did it the way he thought it should be done. And it didn't work. And it still won't work. New carts don't work. It may be the new fad. It may be popular with society. It may go along and draw a big crowd for a little while. But brother, if it's a new cart, it ain't from God. It ain't going to last long. It'll come to naught. But God's way still works.
That's right.
And when they that bear the ark, you know how God said to handle the ark of the covenant? He said, I want you to take 2 staves of shittim wood, and I want you to overlay them with gold, and I want you to run them through the rings around the 4 corners of the ark of the covenant, and I want the priest to pick that thing up and carry the ark. And so when we read these words in verse 13, they that bear the ark, you know what it tells me? It tells me this time, David said, I'm doing it God's way. Woo! I know none of you ever tried to do it your own way. I know none of you ever found out real fast it don't work, and you backed up and said, God, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it your way this time.
Right.
I can guarantee you I've done it a few times.
Amen.
I've done it my way. Well, it seems makes sense to me. And you know what, it comes to naught.
Right.
And all you can do is repent and say, God, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it your way. This time David did it God's way. And when they that bear the ark, woo, you know what? I see his dedication. Listen up here, church. I don't care if you've been in the church for 1 year or if you've been in the church 51 years. Brother, we need to be a people that's dedicated to doing it God's way. If we want God's presence, if we want God's power, we've got to be a people that's dedicated to saying, Lord, I don't care what it costs me. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody thinks. I don't care what it means. Lord, I'm just going to surrender and do it your way.
Right.
Woo! Thank you, Lord.
Right.
It ain't popular. Hey, listen, it ain't going to gain you a lot of friends. But I'm telling you, if you do it God's way, He'll bless you for it.
Right. Right.
He did it His way. He did it his way, and it didn't work. But now, he was doing it God's way. I see his dedication. But now, lastly, who I'm going to settle on this last point just for a minute, and then we'll close. Lastly, I want you to see David's delight. We've seen his desire, disaster, discouragement, determination, dedication. Now we're about to see David's delight. Here's where it gets gooder. Amen. Notice verses 14 and 15. And David danced before the Lord with all his might. That scared a lot of Baptist folks.
Right.
Not that you want to see me dance, but brother, I've gotten pretty high in the Holy Ghost before I feel like I could.
Right.
Anyway, let me move on. Hey, listen. And so David danced before the Lord with all his might, and David was girded with a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting, Where's the shout gone today? When's the last time you let out a good shout for the Lord? Hey, do me a favor right now, everybody. Just shout amen. Would you do that?
Amen.
Hey, that's pretty good. Hey, these folks were shouting, brother, and they were sounding the trumpet. You know why? Because victory came. The ark of God was coming back to the city of David. The ark of God, the presence and the power of God was coming home. David couldn't contain himself. He was dancing before the Lord with all his might. Folks were shouting and rejoicing. It wasn't coming in on a new car. Brother, they were carrying this thing in. They were doing it God's way. And guess what? It worked.
Right.
It worked.
Well.
Woo! We got all them eggheads trying to make laws and trying to make legislation and doing all kinds of scientific research and trying to come up with answers. It's all right here.
Right. Yep.
Hey, you know what? This nation's had too many new carts and it's failed every time. I'm afraid there's too many churches that have had too many new carts. I'm afraid there's too many folk that have had too many new carts and it's failed every time. This time, brother, they were doing it God's way. And I see David's delight. He was rejoicing in the Lord because God done brought the victory.
Right.
Now, in this last point, let me give you 3 sub-points if I can. I know your pastor likes sub-points. I'm going to give you 3 sub-points on this last point. David's delight. I want you also to see, on this last point, I want you to see David's despisers. Notice this in verse 16. And the ark of the Lord came into the city of David. Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him with all of her heart. Woo, look up here. Look up here, Mama, Papa, Daddy, Mommy, husband, wife. When you do it God's way, ain't everybody going to like you? Yeah. I know this may come as a surprise to you. Not everybody likes me. I don't know why. But they don't. And not everybody likes your pastor. And if you live godly, hey, ain't everybody going to like you? I mean, you're the feller that when they see you in aisle 4 at Walmart, they're going to slip over to aisle 5. They don't want to talk to you.
Right.
You're going to be the one that they accidentally forget to invite to the cookout.
Right.
Oh, we didn't call you? You didn't get the invitation? They didn't mean for you to get the invitation. You know why? Because when you live godly, there's something different about you. Amen. When you got the presence and power of God on your life, brother, listen, you'll make folks uncomfortable and won't even have to say a word. It's just the way you live, loves and wrong.
Right.
And Michal, Saul's daughter, despised David as he leapt and danced and rejoiced and shouted for the Lord. She looked at him and a good friend of mine pastored a church over in Ohio. And any good pastor knows when visitors walk in. And he walked back, they come in on a Sunday morning, he walked back, shook their